A common refrain that we have seen from Donald Trump and, of course, Kristi Noem, who is in charge of the Department of Homeland Security that oversees FEMA, is that FEMA doesn't work, right? FEMA's a bad program. FEMA doesn't help the people who need help. FEMA doesn't have the money to keep operating, and the little bit of money they do have, they're wasting and they're blowing it. And so both Kristi Noem and Donald Trump have said, we got to eliminate FEMA. Trump specifically a couple weeks ago said at the end of hurricane season, FEMA, you're gone. But FEMA only sucks because these people have intentionally made it suck. Like, FEMA's slow to respond because you made it slow to respond. FEMA doesn't have the people to do this because you fired everybody. FEMA doesn't have any money because you cut the budget. See how that works? It's failure by design. And FEMA is a vital government program that, when run correctly and competently and funded properly, is one of the best government agencies and programs that we have. But even though they keep telling us we don't have money to help these victims, you know, you had all these hurricane victims, by the way, from last year, who voted for Trump because they were told Biden wasn't helping them, even though FEMA was right next to them. And FEMA was helping them, by the way. They were lied to, but they believed the lies, even as they're working with FEMA. So they voted for Trump. Trump came along, pulled FEMA funding away, sent FEMA home. By the way, that happened in Lake Lure, North Carolina, from Hurricane Helene. Trump said, no, you guys are done. You don't get any more. Mostly, again, because FEMA has no money. We keep hearing that. FEMA doesn't have any money. So it was kind of shocking this week when we got new reports that FEMA has apparently sent out messages to states and cities and municipalities across the country telling them, hey, we got $600 million available if anybody wants to start building some concentration camps for migrants in your state. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. The government agency that is designed to actually help people in times of disaster is taking the money away from that and instead saying, please go build some concentration camps similar to the Everglades Auschwitz that we have down there. Here's what Homeland Security said in their memo. This will relieve overcrowding in the U.S. Custom and Border Protection's short-term holding facilities, further the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's immigration enforcement plans, and complement U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement operational priorities. And it's called the Detention Support Grant Program, which, just like the Alligator Alcatraz down here in Florida, you build it, you fund it, and then we'll reimburse you. Or we'll give you a little bit of a grant up front to start the construction. When you're done, hopefully we can give you more. They want more concentration camps. They want more people locked up. And in fact, the government has now signed a contract to build a $1.26 billion tent facility at an Army base in Texas. $1.26 billion for a tent facility. What are these tents made of? Did you guys not buy them in bulk and get a good deal on them? It's tents. You don't need to spend over $1 billion on tents. That makes no sense. But either way, we have been told when it comes to Social Security, we're running out of money. Medicaid, we don't have money. Food stamps, we don't have money. FEMA, we don't have money. Oh, what about concentration camps? Oh, don't worry. We got plenty of money. It's never about not having money. The government has money. They just have different priorities than the average American citizen. You see, we want things like living and being able to afford food. And by living, I mean, going to the doctor, getting quality educations. But for those things, there is no money, never has been, never will be. But when it comes to feeding the military-industrial complex, we need more tanks, planes, and bombs. Oh, we got tons of money for that. Oh, we can't help the victims of natural disasters. And then the same government agency, FEMA, turns around and says, hey, got $600 million. Who wants a concentration camp? There's always money. There's just never the will or the desire to spend it on the things this country actually needs. Our government would rather spend it on cruelty than spend it actually helping us. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.